Will Max Verstappen win again at the Chinese Grand Prix? Or will Ferrari, McLaren, or even Mercedes have something for Red Bull? I'm Andy from WagerTalk.com. We're going to do a quick little video breaking down the Chinese Grand Prix. We have not been here since 2019. So there's really no history with these new cars that we can see from this track. So the track is very wide, especially in the turns. It makes for a lot of opportunities for guys to go too wide, and off the start, three wide I think is possible, and I think they can get through without wrecking each other. You see some of these tracks with there's just no room. This is one of the exceptions, so the start should be pretty interesting. There are two DRS zones with long straights, so if a car's within DRS range, they're going to have plenty of time to make a pass. So you're going to see a lot of passing on the straightaways. You got to get that 1 second lead ahead of the car in front of you, and that leads to who's going to win the race. Obviously, Verstappen is the huge favorite, and for good reason. Probably is going to be starting near the front unless something crazy happens in qualifying. And if he establishes that 1 second lead, there's nobody's going to be able to catch him on these straightaways. Whoever's in second, it almost might be smart for them to tuck in behind him off of the start instead of trying to pass him and not getting it and Max blows out to a lead. Maybe you tuck in behind him and try and keep close to him and get the DRS. But even then, if you get DRS, Max is going to run you down. And with that DRS on the straights, the Red Bull is probably going to be the car to beat. So anything can happen. We saw it with reliability, and this is a track that they haven't been on. Maybe there's some tire wear, so be wary of that as they have not seen a whole lot. We also this is a sprint race weekend, so they're going to get one practice session, and then it's into sprint qualifying, and then it's into the sprint race, and then you get qualifying for the race. So these teams get one chance in practice to run as many laps as they can, and then they have to figure out their setup in the qualifying for the sprint race and the sprint race, and then qualifying for the race. So not a lot of practice time. So when you look at these practice times in practice one, those may be pretty accurate for teams. If we don't get any accidents, I do fully expect this to be Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, and Mercedes in the top 10, and Fernando Alonso is probably going to be in the top 10. So it leaves the last spot, and Yuki Tsunoda got that one last week. It was a great run. He's minus 125 right now. I'm not sure if they're going to have the speed this week. You can always look at Lance Stroll. He's in a car that should be top 10, but can Lance Stroll bring it home in the top 10? Struggles with that quite a bit. I think Hulkenberg at plus 185 is worth a sprinkle. Plus 185 is really, really good odds. This is a guy that finished 10th and 11th in the last 2 weeks. He has shown good speed at times. They have shown good speed on the straights. So Haas dancing around that top 10, and if something happens to any of the cars in front of them, yeah, they're going to be in a really, really good chance to fight for that top 10 spot. So Hulkenberg at plus 185 is pretty good, especially if he qualifies well. So if this was like plus 120, plus 130, I would say no. But, man, you're dancing around that 2-to-1 range. So I think it's worth a little bit of a sprinkle. Other plus money plays, Sergio Perez at plus 125 to finish top 2. That's a surprising number for me. He's finished second in 3 out of the 4 races. As long as he stays clean in qualifying, which is a big if, he should be in the top 2. Those long straights, it's going to be hard for Ferrari and McLaren to get around him. I think this is a play that we probably play every week. Sergio Perez, especially at this plus 125, if we keep getting that, and we play it for the next 10 races, how many are we going to hit? 7 or 8? That would be my guess. So I think it's going to hit a lot. Pecking order is pretty obvious that Verstappen and Perez have the best car, all things considered. Some parlay pieces that I think you can look at. Listen, it's Ferrari double top 6 and McLaren double top 10. Rinse and repeat. Find your best parlay piece in another sport. Put those with him. And then Alex Albon over Logan Sargent. You get this matchup in qualifying and for the race. I lost this matchup last week when Albon wrecked. And then I get to watch Logan Sargent just finish last of all the cars that are running. So don't get too discouraged if you were on that play. I mean, anybody that bets on Formula One has this matchup, and we're parlaying with other matchups. So it was a bummer last week, but that's why we just consistently play these over and over. This is the same concept as the lazy line that we talk about, where you take a prop and you play it 5, 6, 7 times in a row. We're not just looking for one hit. We're looking to try and go 5-2 out of 7 or 6-1. Last week was a bummer, but we're going to come right back to it. So, yeah, if you're confident that Max is going to be okay on the first session and that he's going to get his car dialed in throughout the sprint race and for the qualifying session, yeah, you can look at Max to win, and then we can look at Perez top 2. And parlay pieces, Ferrari double top 6, McLaren at double top 10, and maybe a little sprinkle on Hulkenberg at plus 185 to finish in the top 10. I do have a 5% play up for cross-sport parlay, and we also have a 5% darts play that is up that goes off on Thursday. So if you're watching this before Thursday, you can take advantage of that at WagerTalk.com. We are having a special where if you buy a 7-day pass, you get 3 days added onto it, which is a fantastic deal. We are number 1 in NHL this season. We're having a fantastic golf year. We're number 1 in golf. And we also have that 5% cross-sport parlay along with any tennis, which we cashed in today. NBA, all plays. We're having a great year. We're up 64 units in 2024, and we look forward to adding that. So 7 days. There's no promo code needed. Just go to Andy Lang's profile at WagerTalk.com. About halfway down the page, you'll see the special. You get 7 days. It includes all 5% plays. And then you get 3 days added onto it. So you're getting 10 days for the price of 7. It's a fantastic deal. Let's keep cashing. We're off of a pretty nice couple-day stretch. MLB's done really well. We're hitting 83% of our MLB plays, low volume in that. But when we do put out a play, it's been hitting at a really, really nice pace. So for now, let's cash in on the Chinese Grand Prix. Excited to have this track back on the circuit. We haven't seen it in a few years. Don't forget to hit the like button. Leave me a comment. Tell me what your favorite Formula One bet is on the card. And hopefully we'll start doing these quick little videos every week when we have a Formula One race. Good luck in your place. We'll see everyone later.